Okay, so as I told earlier, the today's topic what we are going to discuss is clocks. So in clocks, the section 1, or we can say it is a class 1, we are going to discuss about the angle between the hour hand and a minute hand. But I have been given here as an angle between a hour and a minute. So first let me tell you the concept. As I told you earlier, previously, the tricks are shortcuts. So adha nama sollittu let us try to solve one by one. Okay, so here you can see this is the actual concept for our clock. So obviously நீங்க clock வந்து நான் எல்லாருமே பார்த்திருக்கீங்க. You know that what is a minute hand and what is a hour hand and what is a second hand, seconds hand. So it is very important. But for today's class we are going to consider only these two hands. இது ரெண்டு மட்டும் தான் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம், கன்சிடர் பண்ண போறோம். So there are two tricks. So I'm dividing this angle between hour hand and minute hand with the two tricks. One is note method, the other thing is a formula method. So first let me start with the note method. So the note number 1, so considering as a circle, so let us consider always even though the shape of a clock may be in various shapes, it may be a square, it may be a rectangular, but it is only rotating. So hence it is rotating. Let us consider the clock is having as a circle and it is rotating for a 360 degree and it is subdivided into 12 divisions. So 12 divisions abdina enna abdina, you can see it starts from 1. It starts from 1 and it ends at 12. So this circle is being subdivided into 12 divisions. So that is very important. So if there is 360 degree, if I divide that by 12 divisions, so I have 30 degree for every divisions. So 30 degree for every divisions in the sense from 1 to 2. So for example, if it travels from 1 to 2 division, if it travels from 1 to 2 division, it has 30 degree. So that is very important concept. Okay, so if you multiply this 30 into 12, you will be getting back the same 360 degree. So you have to have this in your mind. So if it travels from one division to next division, it has 30 degree. So this is the note number 1. So what is note number 2? Example, let us have an example. The clock is from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Let us assume that the clock is moving from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can tell that that particular hour, this hour hand will travel from, so actual, this is the actual position of the hour hand. The hour hand travel like this. What about the minute hand? The minute hand makes one full complete rotation. The minute hand makes one complete rotation. அப்போ one complete rotation அப்படின்னா எவ்வளோ அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா one complete rotation is equal to 60 minutes. So if the minute hand rotates 60 minutes, the hour hand moves 30 degree. சார் நல்லா நான் வச்சுக்கோங்க, this is minute and this is degree. Okay, and this is for a minute hand and this is for a hour hand. So தயவு செய்து ரெண்டையும் கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிடாதீங்க. அப்போ கான்செப்ட் என்ன அப்படின்னா, மினிட் ஹேண்ட் வந்து ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் ரொட்டேஷன் எடுத்துச்சு அப்படின்னா ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் வந்து 30 டிகிரி ஆகும். இதுதான் கான்செப்ட். அப்போ நம்ம இனிமேல் என்ன பண்ண போகிறோம்னா, இந்த மினிட் ஹேண்டை வச்சு நம்மளுக்கு எவ்வளோ டிகிரி ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் ரொட்டேட் ஆகும் அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். ஏன்னா you go for any competitive examination, it may be staff selection commission, SSC, it may be TNPSC, it may be GATE, it may be any competitive examination, definitely you may have one problem from clock. Clockல வந்து கண்டிப்பா ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கும். அதுல you may have this particular concept. Okay, so இதை நான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளோட சொல்ல போறேன். அப்போ இதை வந்து நான் என்ன பண்றேன்னா, 1 மினிட்டுக்கு எவ்வளோ ஆங்கிள் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, ஸோ 1 minute is equal to half a degree. So 1 minute is equal to half a degree. என்ன ரீசன் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் see here, if I divide this divided by 2, I get a 30. Okay, if I divide 1 by 2, I get a half. So 1 minute is equal to half a degree. 1 minute is equal to half a degree. இதை வந்து ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளோட சொல்கிறேன். எக்ஸாம்பிளோட சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா, see here, imagine that your minute hand is rotating for 20 minutes. 20 minutesனா எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்ன வச்சுக்கோங்க, if it starts from 12ல ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது, 4ல வந்து கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணுதுன்னு வச்சுக்கிறோம். It starts at 12 and it completes at 4 அப்படின்னு இமேஜின் பண்ணிக்கிட்டோம்னா, the particular hour hand moves 10 degree. So that is very important. That is very, very important. Let me give you one more example. See here, if the particular minute hand moves for 50 minutes, yes, can you hear me? If your minute hand rotates for 50 minutes, the hover hand turns to a 25 degree. The hover hand moves to a 25 degree. So this is very, very important. So here I have given the representation of a clock. You can see here each minute, 1 minute is equal to 6 degree, 2 minutes is equal to 12 degree, 3 minutes is equal to 18 degree, 4 minutes equal to 25 degree, and obviously we know that from 12 to 1, which is nothing but a 1 division, or either we can call it as a 5 minutes, which is called as for exactly 30 degree. So in the concept வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம்பா. Let me repeat it. So ஒரு complete rotation அப்படிங்கிறது 360 degree. அப்போ 360 டிகிரியை நம்ம 12ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா ஒரு டிவிஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது எய்தர் 12 to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. அது வர்றதுக்கு the note should be 30 degree. Note number 2 என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, note number 2 is very important. 1 minute is equal to half a degree. ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாக சொல்லணும்னா, உனக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கக்கூடிய மினிட்டை 2ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ண அப்படின்னா உனக்கு ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் எவ்வளோ ரொட்டேட் ஆகிருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிற கான்செப்ட் தெரிஞ்சிடும். ஐ ஹோப் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டுட் திஸ் கான்செப்ட். இந்த கான்செப்ட் புரிஞ்சிருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஓகே, லெட் அஸ் கோ ஃபார் அ ப்ராப்ளம். ஸோ இமேஜின், ஸோ வாட் இஸ் த ஆங்கிள் பிட்வீன் ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் அண்ட் அ மினிட் கேன் அட் 120? Okay, to make it very clear, see, let me go with the hour. So 20 minutes அப்படிங்கிறது எக்ஸாக்டாக எங்கே இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா இங்கே இருக்கும். பட் இமேஜின் பண்ணி பாருங்க, ஆஃப்டர் 1 PM அது என்ன பண்ணாது அப்படின்னா டெஃபினட்டாக 1ல் இருக்காது, 1 விட்டு கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி தான் இருக்கும். So that is the concept. Okay, that is the concept. Let us find out what is the angle between these two. So to make it very clear, let me tell you very clear. I need to, so it is just for an imagination. See here, I need to find out the angle between these two. Let us have it as a theta. So I know one concept. So for each division, for example, let us take it from 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. So each divisions carry 30 degree. I hope you understand. புரியும் நினைக்கிறேன். ஒவ்வொரு டிவிஷனுக்கும் 30 degree. அதேமாரி 1 to 2க்கு எனக்கு என்ன தான் இருக்குது, 30 degree தான் இருக்குது. பட் எனக்கு என்ன தேவையில்லை, 30 degree எனக்கு தேவையில்லை. எனக்கு I want only this particular distance. So இந்த டிஸ்டன்ஸை கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சுன்னா we can find the particular answer very correctly. So let us try it. ஸோ ஃபஸ்ட்டு கான்செப்ட் என்ன, நோட் 1 படி நான் எனக்கு என்ன தெரியணும் அப்படின்னா எத்தனை டிவிஷன் அப்படின்னு பார்க்கணும். ஸோ எனக்கு என்ன டிவிஷன் இருக்குது அப்படின்னா, மினிட் ஹேண்ட் ஃப்ரம் 2 to 3. ஸோ 2 to 3க்கு ஒரு 30 டிகிரி, 3 to 4க்கு ஒரு 30 டிகிரி. ஓகே, அதை நான் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லிட்டேன். ஓகே, ஸோ நோட் நம்பர் 2 நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ இங்கே கொஷினில் எவ்வளோ மினிட்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு பாருங்கள். கொஷினில் வந்து எவ்வளோ கொடுத்துருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா they have given 20 minutes. ஸோ 20 minutes அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா 10 டிகிரி. சார் இந்த ஒரு கான்செப்டை மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் நல்லா கவனிச்சுக்கோங்க, பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா ஃப்ரம் 1, அதாவது 1ல் இருந்து, ஸோ இந்த 1ல் இருந்து இங்கே இருக்க டிஸ்டன்ஸ் எவ்வளோ மூவ் ஆயிருக்கு அப்படின்னா 10 டிகிரி மூவ் ஆயிருக்கு. ஐ ரிப்பீட் த கான்செப்ட் ஒன்ஸ் அகெயின். சி ஹியர், 20 minutes இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு 10 டிகிரி. ஓகே, இதை மட்டும் நீங்கள் ஃபஸ்ட்டு கவனிங்க. 20 minutesனால் எப்படி சார் 20 டிகிரி அப்படின்னா 10 டிகிரி அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கேன், கொடுத்துருக்கிற மினிட்ஸை 2ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணுங்கள். 2ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணிங்கன்னா உனக்கு என்ன டிகிரி கிடைக்குதோ அதுதான் அந்த ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் மூவ் ஆகிருக்க டிஸ்டன்ஸ். பட் எனக்கு இந்த டிஸ்டன்ஸாக வேணும், நோ, ஐ நீட் திஸ் டிஸ்டன்ஸ். ஐ நோ தட் 1 to 2 எனக்கு எவ்வளோ அப்படின்னா 1 to 2 இஸ் 30 டிகிரி. ஸோ இந்த டிஸ்டன்ஸ் நான் 10ன்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டேன். அப்போ ரிமைனிங் கண்டிப்பாக எனக்கு எவ்வளோவா தான் இருக்கும், இட் வில் பி 20 டிகிரி. ஸோ அப்போ ரிமைனிங் இஸ் 20 டிகிரி. அப்போ ஏற்கனவே எனக்கு 30 டிகிரி plus 20 degree. So the answer would be 80 degree. Okay, I hope you understood this particular problem. இதில் கான்செப்ட் நீங்கள் புரிஞ்சுக்கிட வேண்டியது என்ன அப்படின்னா, ஸோ மினிட் ஹேண்டுக்கும் ஹவர் ஹேண்டுக்கும் இடையில எத்தனை டிவிஷன் இருக்குங்கிறத கண்டுபிடிங்க. ஒவ்வொரு டிவிஷனுக்கும் 30 டிகிரி. இதுதான் நோட் நம்பர் 1 படி. நோட் நம்பர் 2 படி எக்ஸஸாக ஒரு மினிட் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் 1 hour 20 minutes அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. அப்போ 20 minutes என்னுடைய மினிட் ஹேண்ட் ரொட்டேட் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் எவ்வளோ ரொட்டேட் ஆகணுங்கிறதுக்கு நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா கொடுத்துருக்கிற மினிட்டை நான் 2ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னா I can find out the degree which is available. Okay, I can find out the degree remainder available. But எனக்கு ஆக்சுவலாக என்ன தேவை அப்படின்னா what is the remaining angle. ஸோ அதை வச்சு என்ன பண்ணிடுறேன் இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்தை கண்டுபிடிக்கிறேன். Okay, so I hope you understood, but I am having a plan of solving 6 problems. At the end there is a very important information for this particular topic. So don't skip or don't leave the thing. You try to watch or listen until the end. Okay, so now let us move on to our second problem. So everything is similar concept, so here it is given as a 225. As I told earlier, the minute hand will be exactly in 25 minutes. The minute hand will be exactly in 25 minutes, but the hour hand will not be exactly on 2. It will be somewhat below 2. Okay, so now the aim is to find out the angle between this hour hand and minute hand. Okay, so let us follow the note 1 and note 2 in order to find out the angle between the hour hand and particular minute hand. So obviously we can find out. See here I am having division 1 complete division, and I am having a 2 complete division, so that here I can write it as here as a 30 degree. So here again as it is a 30 degree. Okay, so I am having one division here, but yes,
75 degree also.
Yes, okay, let me check it. Very good, let me check the answer. But okay, so here this is what I require. So this is what I require. I can find it easily. So let me go to the note number 1. As per note number 1, I am having 2 divisions. One is 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. See here, I am having 3 to 4 and I am having 4 to 5. So each divisions as per note 1 carries 30 degree. So totally I have 60 degree. Okay, now note number 2. So what is the minute totally traveled? 25 minutes. If it is 25, you divide this 25 divided by 2, actually it will be 12.5 degree. It is 12.5 degree. Okay, so this is actually 12.5. See here, this is actually 12.5, but I doesn't need this value, I need the other this value. So you try to minus 30 minus 12.5, the remaining would be 17.5 degree. So now you add this 17.5 with this 60 degree, the answer would be 77.5 degree. So I hope someone told it was 75. It is not 75, it is actually 77.5 degree. So you go with the concept. So that is the reason why I have given a note kanaka kuduthu idu kudukuradukana reason idha. So I hope still few more problems nama solve pannom appadina you may have a clear cut idea. Okay, now let us go for the third problem. So what is the angle between the hour hand and a minute hand at 3:45? So at 3:45. So once again I want to remind you, if at all it is a minute hand, the minute hand will be exactly in the place where it is, but the hour hand will not be exactly in its place. It will be somewhat moved here. Okay, now I need to identify what is the angle between these two. So what is the theta value அப்படிங்கறத நான் என்ன பண்ணனும்? I need to find out. So to find out that what I have to do is I need to go with the 2 note. I have to go with 2 note. So note number 1, let me verify it, not an issue. So let me verify it. Okay, so note number 1 is I need to check how many divisions I am having. See, I am having here, I am having division number 1, this is division number 2, this is now division number 3, this is division number 4, and this is division number 5. Okay, so to continue with as I told earlier, the minute hand will be exactly in its minutes place, but the hour hand will be somewhat away from a particular place. So here I'm having 5 divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So obviously I know that if it is 5 into 30, totally I'll be having 150 degree. Now I need to find out what would be this value. So from node 2 I can find out this value. Okay, let me do that. See here I'm having for minute hand from 4 to 5. See here from 4 to 9 I'm having totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm having 5 divisions. So I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times of a 30 would be 150 degree. So let us go for node 2. In node 2, as I told you earlier, see here it is given as a 45 minutes. So 45 minutes in the sense we have to divide it by 2. So it will be around 22.5. So yes, see here it is a 22.5 degree. Okay, so you be very careful. See here from here to here only it is 22.5. Okay, but the remaining value would be 30 minus 22.5. So definitely the value would be around 7.5. So that is very, very important. Okay, so the value would be 157.5 degree. I hope many of you has given this correct answer. Only very few has made a mistake that you have been added 22.5 degree. I will tell you when this has to be added. So I will tell you when this has to be added. Okay, so I'm having a problem for that also. If a value is to be added instead of finding the remaining value, so instead of finding the remaining value, we can use this direct value by adding. So there are some case studies for that also. Now let us move on to our next problem. So this is our next problem here. What is the angle between, I hope it is 135. As I told you earlier, the minute hand will be exactly in its place. The minute hand will be exactly in place. The hour hand will be somewhat moving from its particular place. So if it is 1 hour, it will be away from 1 and it will be between 1 and 2. It will be somewhere place. So let us count the number of divisions as per note number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, as per my previous problem, I am having 5 divisions. So each divisions consists of a 30 degree. So if it is a 5 divisions, so I have to add 35 times. So I'll be having 150 degree. As per note number 2, so I know that it is 35 minutes. So if it is 35 minutes divided by 2, so that it would be around 17.5. It would be 17.5. I hope you understood this concept. நான் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லி கொடுத்த மாதிரி நோட் நம்பர் 2ல வந்து நம்ம கான்செப்ட் படி என்ன அப்படின்னா மினிட் ஹேண்ட் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு 60 மினிட்ஸ் வரைக்கும் போச்சு அப்படின்னா ஹவர் ஹேண்ட் டிகிரி would be 30 டிகிரி. ஓகேங்களா, அதை நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம்னா we are converting into 1 minute. ஸோ 1 minute அப்படின்னா half a degree. அப்போ 35 மினிட்ஸுங்கிறது எவ்வளவு 17.5 டிகிரி. அப்போ எனக்கு கிடைச்ச வேல்யூ என்னன்னா this is 17.5. ஸோ this is 17.5. அப்போ ரிமைனிங் எவ்வளோ இருக்கும் 30 minus 17.5 which is nothing but 12.5 degree. So you simply add this 12.5 this 150 so that the value would be 162.5 degree. So நீங்கள் ரொம்ப கேர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கணும் because whenever you are doing it in a very fast manner you may add this 17.5, but there are some cases where it should not be added, where I should not take the remaining value. So this is the best example for that. So நான் அந்த ரிமைனிங் வேல்யூ எடுக்காமல் எனக்கு வர்ற வேல்யூவே ஆட் பண்ணக்கூடிய இடம் இந்த இடம் தான். Okay, let us take this particular example which is nothing but 10:35. As I told you earlier, the minute hand would be exactly over here. So minute hand exactly இங்கே இருக்கும். So இது வந்து எங்கே இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா it will be around here. Okay, it will be somewhat away from 10. So அப்போ எனக்கு number of divisions அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா you can take here number of divisions 1, 2 and 3. I'm having total 3 divisions. Each divisions is 30 degree. So 30 plus 30 plus 30 it is 90 degree. So I'm sorry. So 30 plus 30 plus 30 it is 90 degree. So I can have 30 plus 30 plus 30 is 90 degree. Now I need this value actually. Okay. So in the previous case பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா the hour hand will move from here to here. But we were calculating it from here. For example, let us say it is 125. இப்போ 125 இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா we calculated this value, but we know only this value. We know this value, but we need to find out this value. But you look here, I need only exactly the hover hand moved from 10 to this particular place. Okay, so what should I do? Here it is 35. So if it is 35, 35 divided by 2, which is nothing but 17.5. 35 divided by 2 is nothing but 17.5. So from 10, it has moved 17.5 degree. So from 10, it has moved 17.5 degree. So you directly add this 17.5 degree with 90. So here you should be very, very careful. See, I have been marked as very careful since until our previous problem we have found out the remaining in the sense from 30 degree we have minus 17.5. We have used only such a value in case of this side, but here we have to do in this particular value. You have it in this manner. The right hand side part of the clock you have to use. Yes,
105, 100 and
yes, I'm sorry. So here the value is wrong. So it is around 107.5 degree. Am I right?
107.5 degree.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So yes, you make a small correction here. I made a blunder mistake in addition. I have made a blunder mistake in addition. The answer is 107.5 degree. Okay, so this is our fifth problem. So let us have one more problem. I hope I have still one more problem or two problems. Yes, I have still one more problem. So let us see this in this case. So what is the angle between the hover hand and minute hand at 11:45? So as I told you earlier, you be very careful. The minute hand will be exactly in its place, but the hover hand will be somewhat away from 11. So this is the concept. So I have two divisions, 1 and 2. So here it is again a 30 degree and here again it is a 30 degree. So 30 plus 30, I have a 60 degree. So 9 to 11, if it want to travel, I need two divisions. So as per my second concept, it is 45. So 45 minutes. If I divide 45, the value would be 22.5. So as per note 2, you can see here 45 minutes is equal to 22.5. So if I add this 25 to 22.5 to 60 directly, the value would be 80. I'm sorry, here again it is 82.5 degree. Am I right, sir? The answer is 82.5 degree. So we have one concept. If at all you divide the clock by this way, right hand side and left hand side. If you are going with the right hand side, you better find out the remaining value. So or you can have as a short term for remaining. You find out the remaining by node 2 and you try to add with the value and try to find out. And if it is a left hand side, you try to find out the direct value of a node 2 and you try to add with the node number 1. Okay. So this is the first concept of a clock in order to find out the angle between the hover hand and the minute hand. So angle between the hover hand and the minute hand. I hope you may have some better idea in this, but there is one other way. So there is another way by which we can find out as a formula. So the formula is nothing but 30 into h. Capital H stands for a hover minus 11 by 2 into m, where m stands for minutes. I repeat again, this is a formula this is a formula very important. For example, you may use the previous method note also. You can use the previous method note also, otherwise you can use the formula. As I told you earlier, at the end of my presentation there is an important note when to use the formula and when to use the concept, because it is very important. So don't skip anything, you watch fully. Okay, so see here, so 30 star h minus 11 by 2 star m. So where m stands for minutes and h stands for hour. Let us take an example. So let us take an example. What is the angle between hour hand and minute hand at 120? So let us compare the previous answer and answer what we get through the formula. As you know earlier, we may do like this. Am I right? As we do it early, we may do like this. I hope we have done I hope the first problem is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now let us cross verify the answer what we have been solved. Okay, if it is 1 hour 20 minutes, the hour value, h value is 1 and m value is 20. Now you try to substitute in your formula. You can see here. So 30 into 1 minus 11 divided by 2 into 20, where it is nothing but 30 minus 110 determinant. I hope you studied in your mathematics, whenever you use this determinant value, if the value is even though in negative sign, you have to write it only in the positive sign. So that is the reason why this determinant is given. So here, so see here, the value is 30 minus 110, the value is determinant of minus 80, so the value will be 80 degree. I hope we have solved the same problem. You can cross verify the value, the answer would be the same. So solving a formula, solving the problem of clocks by formula method and the note method is similar. There is no change. But you have to remember this formula. It is very, very important. 30 star h minus 11 by 2 into m, where h stands for hour and m stands for minutes. Now let us move to the next problem. What is the angle between hour hand and minute hand and 225? So you obviously know that the 25 it stands here and the 2 obviously be here. As per our previous concept, this is 30 and again this is 30. So 30 plus 30 is 60. 60 in the sense 25 divided by 2, it is 12.5. So it would be around 17.5. Approximately the answer would be 77.5. Yes, the value is correct. So now I have substituted. What I have done is I have substituted the hour. 30 into 2, the hour value is 2 and the minute value is 25. If I directly substitute a determinant of 16 minus 137.5, the value is determinant of minus 77.5. So since it is in determinant, I can take the value of positive sign. The value is 75 degree. Yes, this method is very easy. The only thing is we have to remember this formula. Okay. So let me solve two more problems in this. So what is the angle between the hour hand and in the minute hand? 345. Okay, as I told earlier, we have solved the same problem. It is 335. It will be somewhat like this. Okay, I am having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 divisions. So 6th 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope it is 180. Am I right? I hope. So I should not take this division. Only here I have to take. So 5 times of a 30, which is nothing but 150, and I need to find out this particular value. I want to find out this value. To find out this value, I am having 45. 45 divided by 2, which is nothing but 22.5. The remaining would be 7.5. So exactly the value would be 157.5. Yes, you see the answer is 157.5. See here, the hour hand is 3. Yes, I have substituted 3. The minute hand is 45. I have substituted 45 in my formula and I have had a value of 90 minus 247.5. So the value is around 157.5. So the value is 157.5 degree. You can compare the value. We have already solved this problem with our previous method. You can compare the answer. The answer in both the method will be same. So until this, we have solved the problem in clocks with the two method. One is a note method and other thing is a formulae method. The formula is 30 multiplied by h minus 11 divided by 2 multiplied by m within a determinant. The necessity of using determinant is if the value is negative, it has to be given only in a positive term. So now let me tell you the very, very important concept. This is very, very important. The reason behind is, in sometimes, I make very clear definition here. In sometimes, the answer which has been solved by a note method and by the formula method may be differ. Okay. So in some cases, answer for case 1 and case 2 will differ. Okay. So to learn about this, I am going to speak about a two angle. So one is ordinary angle, so which is nothing but 180 degree or less than 180 degree. Be very careful. we are going to study about the ordinary angle which is 180 degree or less than 180 degree. So other thing is a reflex angle which is always greater than 180 degree. I will tell you one more thing, these cases are very rare. These cases are very rare, but you should be very careful. ஸோ அப்போ நான் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்க ஆன்சர் கரெக்டாக தப்பான்னு நீ எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்த அப்படின்னா, இஃப் யூ யூஸ் மெத்தட் 1, அதாவது நோட் மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க அப்படின்னா டெஃபினட்டாக என்ன ஆகும்னா ஆல்வேஸ் த ஆன்சர் வில் பி எய்தர் 180 ஆர் லெஸ் தென் 180. I repeat again, if you use a note method, always the angle would be 180 degree or less than 180. But if you use a formula method, sometimes, I repeat very clearly, if you use a formula method, sometimes the angle value will be higher than 180. The angle value will be higher than 180. So this is the difference between these two. So to understand this concept, I have given two examples here. I have given two examples. So let us solve this example and we can find out what is the difference. But I want to tell you very clear what is the difference between ordinary angle and reflex angle. You know that obviously a straight line is nothing but an angle of 180 degree. Okay, for example, see here, if 120 is your time, if 120 is your time, this is called as an ordinary angle, this is called as an ordinary angle, and the opposite to that is called as a reflex angle. I repeat again, if the time is 120, the angle between this 1 and 4 is called as an ordinary angle, and the opposite to that is called as a reflex angle. So this is very important note. So okay, so now let us try this with a problem. So what is the angle between a hour hand and a minute hand? So let us take 12:30. So you know that the 12:30 approximately will be, the hour hand will be like this, but the minute hand will be exactly in the 6. So this is the actual method. Let us first try with the formula method. Let us try with the formula method. You can see that we know that it is 12:30. So the hour is 12 and the minute is 30. So the formula is 30 multiplied by h minus 11 divided by 2 multiplied by m. So 30 star 12 minus 11 divided by 2 into 30, the value would be around 360 minus 165. I repeat again, 360 minus 165, the value would be around 195. The value would be around 195. Okay, now let us try the same problem with our first method. What is as per our first method, ordinary method, we will be finding out what is the thing. We need to find out what is the total divisions. We have 5 divisions. So if it is 5 divisions, see here, 1 2 3 4 5. If it is 5 divisions, it is 150 degree, and I need to find out this particular value. I have 30 in the sense 15, so the value would be 165. See here, the value is only 165 degree. So if the thing what I want to tell is, if you say what is the correct answer, 165 is the correct answer. Sir, then how sir here it is having 195? That is the very beauty of this concept. Whenever if you solve with this formula method and if the answer is above 180, I make a very important quote here. If you solve this problem by a formula method and if the degree is above 180, you try to minus that value from 360. If you minus 195 from 360, the value would be 165. So now your answer will be correct. Okay, so if it is more than 180, it is called as a reflex angle. If it is less than 180, it is called as an angle, ordinary angle. Okay, so even though if you couldn't understand this concept, let us have one more example here. See here, now the time is 10:10. If it is 10:10, the time would be here and here. Okay, so let us go with the old method, first method, note method. See here, I am having 1 division, 2, and I am having 3 division. So totally it is 90 degree. So it is 90 degree and I am having 10 minutes. So 10 in the sense I need this value. So 10 in the sense 5. So 25. The value, I hope the answer would be 150 degree in ordinary method. In ordinary method it will be 115. In ordinary method it will be 115 degree. Let us go and try with the formula method. In formula method, the formula is 30 multiplied by m minus 11 divided by 2 into minutes. So 30 into 10 minus 11 by 2 into 10. If I substitute all the value, it would be 300 minus 55, which is nothing but 245. Okay, before solving ordinary method, you try to find out 360 minus 245. There I am having 155, here I am having 60, so the value would be 115. If you solve it, as I told you earlier, if you find it by a formula method, if you find the value by formula method, and if it is higher than 180, very important, if it is only higher than 180, you try to minus that particular value from 360, that will be the exact angle. So let us try and tell whether it is correct or wrong. You can see here, I have solved the same thing with an ordinary method. The value is 115 degree. Hence, I can prove that there are two methods. One is a note method, only to find out the angle. In case of a clock, to find out the angle between the hour hand and minute hand, there are two methods. One is a note method, the other thing is a formula method. Both the methods are same, but with some constraints. The constraint is nothing but the reflex angle. The constraint is nothing but the reflex angle and the ordinary angle. So I hope you understood this particular concept. So thank you for listening and watching.